Lindsay, and I'm from the Academies of Racine case, and I'm an ambassador and in the Health and Protective Services pathway. And we're here with.
Hi, I'm Nick Schwei. I teach English here at the Academies of Racine case. I'm also the Academy team lead for the Freshman Academy and also a member of the Business and Computer Science Academy here at case.
So, Mr. Schwei, you've been here since day one. How do you remember how the Academy started?
Yeah, absolutely. So I remember roughly 10 years ago, we were having some very real conversations about our progress as a school district, and we just weren't really happy with the results that we were having, and we were looking at how we could adapt what we were doing as a school and as an entire district to better prepare students to enter the real world, right? So our questions that we started to ask ourselves was, how can we make our curriculum, how can we make our classes more relevant and more connected to what students need to be learning in the 21st century, and how we could bring in our community as partners, because our students today are going to become our community workers in the future. And so our principal at the time, Ms. Bloyer, who is still with the district, she asked me if I would be willing to become the Academy team lead for the Freshman Academy and start this process. And it's been great ever since then, trying to figure out new ways that we can help support students to be ready for what the real world is going to throw their way.
What was the biggest challenge and biggest unknown when starting the early days of the pathways and academy system?
Yeah, that's a great question. So change is always hard, right? So implementing an entire new system and figuring out how we were going to bring in some of these new structures was definitely a challenge, and certainly wanting to make sure that we did it well. So I think the knowledge behind it that we have gained over 10 years has been really important. The way the academies look today, 10 years later, is not exactly how it looked 10 years ago, because we learn. We're constantly getting feedback from particularly students, but also our community partners, our teachers, leadership within the school district, to figure out what things are working and what things are not working. And so while that was initially a challenge and it was scary, knowing that everything doesn't have to be perfect right off the bat, as long as you're continuously improving and finding ways to make it better and meet the needs of the students and meet the needs of the community, that it will work out in the end. And I think 10 years later, we can show that we've done that.
As an English teacher, how do the academies change the way you taught your classroom and change your curriculum?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. I think for me as an English teacher, my focus has become more on 21st century transferable skills. So things like critical thinking, communication, creativity, those types of skills that are not just rooted in English, but that can be taken and applied to really any future profession that a student chooses to embark on. Because if a student is a well-rounded learner, they're going to be able to take on any challenges that come their way. So I really think that's been one of our biggest focuses, making all of our classes more skills-based. In addition, I would say we really are trying to make our classes more interdisciplinary. So showing how a class like English could collaborate with like science or engineering, or maybe even finding ways that more unconventional connections could happen, so that students understand how everything works together, and when they get a job in the future, understand they're going to have to do the same things.
So 10 years in, what can you be most proud of for the Academies of Racine case and where it's gone to?
Yeah, I think there are so many things we can be proud of with the Academies of Racine. I look at the fact that we have a structure in place that gives opportunities for students at every single grade level, right? So we've got that amazing freshman seminar program, freshman year, where students are exploring their skills and the opportunities that can bring. We've got coordinated site visits at every level of the academies. We've got students out in businesses who are doing real hands-on work. We have some of the highest youth apprenticeship enrollment in the entire state of Wisconsin. We have record numbers of students earning industry certifications and transcripted credits. And my hope, above all, is that we have students who feel confident walking out of Case High School, ready to enter a workforce that is going to throw unknown challenges at them. But hopefully the opportunities that they were given in high school make them ready to address any of those challenges head on and succeed, because we have amazing students here who are embracing the opportunities that the academies have brought. So I just think there's a lot to be proud of.
Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Schwei, and thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.